why would they risk it? Just for a tin of mould? The world isn't what it used to be anymore. We have rules in place to keep everyone safe. Our forward operating base isn't exactly conventional, but what choice do we have? It's been all out war against this disease. Nobody knows where it came from, but when you wake up next to a burning apocalyptic world, your first thought isn't how, it's run. We were just meant to scout the bridge for any resistance. Why did they have to go into that store? We have our orders, and I'm gonna have to write them up. It's not looking good for them at all. If you deviate from your task without good reason, you're straight onto grave duty, making sure that the buried stay buried. Not many last in that job, and nobody wants to do it. I hand them over to the Sarge when I get back, write up my report and head off to my tent. Luckily, my wife was allowed to come with me when I was called to duty. She'd be dead otherwise. Our city was one of the first to be lost. She looks so peaceful when she's sleeping. I don't have the heart to wake her. I'll let her rest, and she can check out this bite in the morning. So guys, welcome to the latest in the SleepyTalk podcast. Today is a very, very, very special day, because Steve's joining us. Hello, Steve.
Hello. How are you?
Hello, Steve.
And Ryan too, but not that exciting.
Oh, sorry, it's too soon. Do you want to do that again?
No.
Be quiet.
No, I don't. I was just... Steve had his hand up. You didn't.
My bad. I remember. So it's right on it today, aren't you? Jeez.
So, Steve, welcome to the podcast. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Not much to say, really. Got 4 kids, full-time job, work too much, and I've known Luke too long.
That sounds scary, bro.
No, we've all
You're
known
in the
Luke
right
for
place.
too long, and I don't even know how long I've known him for.
Maybe you don't know me.
Yeah. So, what brings you over to the Spooky Wookies, bro?
Yeah, been following him since he started, and he needed someone else, so thought I'd come give my voice.
Nice. Pretty much. Well, I didn't follow him really. He just asked me, and I thought I was going to jump on something and just belittle it and take the mick, but it sort of led me in a different path. Damn you.
To be fair though, Steve, I asked you to start with.
What?
No,
I
as in
your first choice, the random
no,
big guy.
as in like no, wait. So
okay.
the people that I wanted on the podcast was yourself, Steve, Jordan, Kyle.
Okay, I believe.
So I asked all you guys. Steve, I can't remember what answer you gave me.
I had some stuff going off, and I couldn't
Oh
really
yeah, he
do
said
it.
no. That was his answer. His answer was no.
Gotta wash my hair.
Yeah. I've left the fridge running. I'll be right back. 6 months later.
It's all good.
So today we're going to be talking about zombies. And I think Steve's going to take it away.
Where do you want me to start? History? How does that sound? Where they
Sounds
first
like
come
we
from?
asked you to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it was planned at all or anything. No.
No, nothing like that. So, come from Haitian folklore, where a voodoo priest would enact the coup padre. It's a powder. It's issued orally. The primary ingredient is a tetroxin. It's a substance which is taken from a poisonous porcupine fish. The reason they do this is if someone in their village has annoyed a family or the community to a degree that they are no longer allowed to be there. The voodoo artist that is brought in is called a bokor, which turns them into the zombie. So they give them this powder. It doesn't actually kill them. It takes their heart and breath down to pretty much nothing, and their temperature lowers, so they seem dead. They are then buried alive, to which the men dug back up later on, and the voodoo artist has full control over them as they have no memories of anything there. When the voodoo person is dead, that is when they stop being.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I'm glad he researched it.
Yeah, no, like it's deep. Yeah. It's not just like, oh, you know, they returned from the grave. Like there was a thing to it.
Yeah,
I
full
was
thing.
surprised to find out. Yeah, it came
But-
from somewhere and it's gone somewhere a bit different.
Scariest part is the fact that it's the whole community that don't like someone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I imagine
that's-
like sort of it'll be like a more of a tribal sort of setting. I'd imagine smaller communities. You know, just I mean, look at how many people we hate in the world today, and look at how many there are. Obviously, there are rather. Condense that down. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen, innit?
I'm just counting all the people that we could give this white powder to.
Yeah, that'd be maybe Shackle. Yeah, it's a white powder that
It's
contains a toxin.
The
I was like,
Coupadre.
Yeah, the Coupadre. So that's like the new.
The
new
fish,
code word.
the fish is
Got
the
that
poisonous
Coupadre.
fufu. If you really want to
What?
know, it's called poisonous fufu or porcupine fish.
Poisonous fufu.
Oh, so it's a venom then. It's
Yeah.
basically a venom that stuns and lowers the
It's like the
everything.
Romeo and Juliet thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
So it literally just lowers the metabolism, but they bury them and then dig them back up.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the voodoo.
Apparently,
priest
yeah,
fed them.
like they would come back to life once the poison had worn off, dig their way
That's
out.
it. But when
then-
they come back, they have no living memories or anything like that. It sort of just completely wipes them.
So
They're
it's
on a
just a
massive
factory
downer.
reset.
Yeah, pretty
They
much.
just- Voodoo's brought out factory resetting machines long before IT did.
It's
pretty
just
much
like
it.
in place of that tiny little button. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Take this white powder.
Yeah.
Just a mad trick that messes up your head, isn't it?
Could you imagine that just dropping that in your PC by accident? Oh no, not again. Oh, all
I
those
saw
videos
some
of
pictures. I just like how that was timed. You know, I was actually gonna go into pictures I've seen of like these voodoo guys, but you know, just looks like I was joining in your weird, creepy little.
Just have a look
Pasta
at
thing
a
you've got
Bokor.
Yeah, I
Do
don't
you
know
want
what
to
they
spell
remind
it,
me of.
Steve?
Bokor.
Bocker.
Bokor.
It reminds me of like
I'll put a picture up now. Editing skills pro level as per. But for Spotify listeners, sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys. Check out the YouTube, which is
Up on the screen now.
there. You go.
Oh wait, they can't see it. They can't see it. It'll be in the description. Don't worry.
Yeah, sound. I can't find a picture of it, but in my little bits of research earlier, I saw something. It reminded me of like the minstrels. They put like white paint in like some wall paint looking, typical, stereotypical witch doctor fashion. But again, I'm just looking around on YouTube on videos and this. Of course, it's going to be stereotypical stuff I find, I suppose.
That's it.
And jump into the library on this one. But it did surprise me though that there was some sort of like actual. Normally, like these types of things we can't really secure. The other things we've looked at in this series can't really secure their place in history, can we?
No.
But this
no,
time we
it's-
have been able to.
Yeah, it's nice to have an actual, dead set thing.
So I have got a question for both of you.
Okay.
The Mayans. There's a rumor had it that zombies killed Mayans due to teeth marks and stuff being found on bones. What do you think of that?
Cannibals.
Cannibalism. Bang.
Straight
Pro-level
straight up cannibalism.
I think if
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
last of the Mayans and stuff, then like, and I can't remember how it was their demise came, but if it was a, like
Tribal war.
Yeah, tribal
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan. I had my
Sorry.
hand
But
up.
obviously, would you still say that even with entire villages being devoured and bones completely being chewed up by humans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, for a very, very tiny and probably not relevant example, what about that guy that went on a Christian missionary to that island full of cannibals? Within seconds of landing, that guy was killed and then dragged off to be eaten.
Oh, I'm not saying that there isn't
Like-
any like that at all.
Mm.
Just thought it was a
Yeah, I'm
nice
just-
theory to go in with it.
It is a nice theory, but
I'm not sold on zombies. I don't think it's an actual like they're a thing. So my notes here, I've got like the Haitian origins noted down, but I think if we're talking like media, then movies would be the best place to start with zombies in particular. And allegedly, a movie in the 1930s called White Zombie was the first sort of very known or recalled, should I say, zombie movie, and it regarded a Haitian voodoo master that actually enslaves a girl, but there's no mention of death or anything. He just puts her under some sort of spell, and she's a mindless drone for him to order around. It's not until Night of the Living Dead, from the few sources I looked at, that the whole back from the grave, dead human type zombie connection was made. They have the same mannerisms as the zombie from White Zombie, that first movie, but this time the undead and they want to eat flesh. And from that point onwards, from 1968 onwards, there was loads of movies that followed that sort of concept of zombies, where they're undead, hungry for human living flesh, and a lot of them, for some reason, enforce this. I feel like with the word "dead" in the title, we must all be able to, off the top of our heads, just now even recall a zombie movie with "dead" in the name. You want to give
Shaun
it a
of
go?
the Dead.
Yeah, I mean, it was Night of the Living Dead, obviously, and you got Dawn of the Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Well, yeah. So it sort of just staples in that concept of undead for zombies. Is that what they're referred as undead? 'Cause, I mean, vampires are undead. We discussed before, didn't we? So is a zombie also undead?
I don't think they're undead. I think they are. I don't think they're described as undead, because the process is they do die. They're just reanimated. I think reanimated is the way. I might be completely wrong.
It depends on what kind of zombie you're talking about, I suppose.
Yeah.
Really, yeah, 'cause,
I mean, going off what you've just said, let's go to World War Z as a good one. That doesn't have dead in the title, and technically speaking, I don't think they die.
they're bitten and they change very quickly.
Yeah.
There's no sort of like death from. I've not even seen the films, but in my research, I watched a lot of analyzing different types of zombies types videos, and they will always use as an example as the what would you call it? The one that just comes out of nowhere, the Maverick of the zombie world.
Alpha, not Alpha. Patient Zero.
No, what do they call those things in Attack on Titan? The Titans that don't behave like the other ones. They give them a certain name. It's an actual legit word, but I can't remember what it is.
Abnormal.
That's it, yeah, abnormal.
Yeah.
They call them the abnormals, don't they?
Yeah. So that's what like the World War Z's are in the zombie world.
Yeah.
And it's quite recent film as well, which is surprising. You would have thought, like, you know, it would have explored that sort of crazy berserker style zombie much sooner, but nay.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched it. I think it's one of the best zombie films made. It's incredibly fast-paced, everything about it. You've got like Zombieland, which is comedy, you know.
That's what I was going to go on to.
Yeah.
More recently, zombies is just... It's just... you see zombies now, and they're just always attached with some sort of cliche, tongue-in-cheek type comedy. You know, they've been around that long now. We're just so normalized, so desensitized to the gore of a zombie that we don't even look at zombies anymore. Look at Walking Dead. We're looking at how, you know, the humans are the scary things in a zombie apocalypse, or Shaun of the Dead, and in video games like Left 4 Dead, where it's always that sort of tongue-in-cheek comedy along with it.
Yeah.
which is so far from what they come back. I mean, like I mentioned before, vampires have gone through a bit of a transition in how they're depicted, but zombies, I think, have gone far further from what they came from. Remember your roots, zombies.
Yeah, but I think that's what sort of World War Z did for sort of like the zombie genre.
Yeah,
in a way,
revitalized the gory zombie.
Well, it wasn't as much gory. It was just how quick everything happened. So I remember the bit where, are they in Jerusalem?
Couldn't tell you. I've not seen it.
I'm sure Steve will say. I think they're in Jerusalem and they're praying, and there's a bit of feedback on the microphone. And all of a sudden, that feedback just draws more and more of these like fast-paced killers, whatever you want to call them, just dragging themselves up on top of each other to create a huge sort of monolith of zombies that then towers over the walls that were put up.
Yeah, that's that popular clip that I saw about 18 times today.
Yeah, and it's just an incredible bit, but I like the whole sort of, not theory on them, the direction that they had. So like anybody that had a serious sort of disease, they ignored. So
they weren't just utter mindless savages. There was something actual primal and instinctive about them.
Yeah. So they don't want somebody. So there was a kid with cancer that they all just ran past. They ran past him because they don't want somebody who's going to die in their ranks. So maybe they're not undead. Maybe they don't die in this thing, so they're not technically zombies.
In there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely some thought, or not thought, but instinct from whatever.
But are they
have
zombies?
going on.
I mean, that's one of the biggest debates on the matter of zombies I've come across. Really, it's like, are the World War Z zombies actually zombies? You come across like that sort of argument in different, medias that you see zombies in. Are the zombies in this film actually zombies or not? And blah 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 blah. But the World War Z is one that you see a lot of memes about anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's not called World War Zombie. It's called World War Z.
World War Z.
A lot of films don't actually sort of call them zombies either.
No.
They always have some sort of name, like Walking Dead, they're walkers.
Yeah, I was going to say tickers, and like in Left 4 Dead, there's all that different categorization of zombies, and what was the Last of Us sort of?
I can't remember what they were called in Last of Us.
Clickers, they had clickers, and they had infected, I think, was just like the generic term, and then you had the different types of ones. Was it Left 4 Dead the clickers were in, or was it Last of Us? I don't know, but
I think it was Last of Us.
Yeah,
it was Left 4 Dead had brawlers and spitters and smokers and
what was that widow
witches?
One? And witches, that was the one.
Yeah, so they had many different categories, but they obviously it's Left 4 Dead, being zombie. But yeah, you are right. There's a lot of, maybe they do that not just to appease sort of like the internet warriors that shout that they're not zombies. Well, we never said they were.
Zombies have gone meta now. People are out there just like that. It has to have these minimum requirements to be a zombie.
That's offensive to dead people. So yeah, it's almost like they are trying to appease certain things, but they don't actually call them zombies. In The Walking Dead, they're not called zombies. In games, they're not called zombies now. But to me, World War Z is Z for zombie. If you want to go down to like the nitty gritty, maybe they're not classed as zombies, but
I think without the Z in the name, it wouldn't have even been a debate. Yeah, they'd just sort of been they're not zombies, they're just something else.
Yeah, but the whole I don't know, the nitty gritty sort of down to the basic things. The zombie is someone that's died and come back and eats brains.
Brains.
I don't think any film recently has ever gone through they just eat brains. It's more cannibalistic
what was that
than
thing?
anything.
I want to say it was on Netflix. It was one of these Marvel sort of like unsung Marvel hero. iZombie, yeah, you know.
iZombie was good, yeah.
I started watching that for a bit. That was cool until it got repetitive, like all of these sort of adaptations did. But I like that, where like the full unconscious has to figure out a way to navigate a normal life and be a zombie. That was cool. Bit
Yeah,
like,
the direction on that was pretty cool, but yeah, it does repeat itself a lot.
They all do, don't they? All those hero thingies did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but I'd never even come across that as a. Was it a DC or was it a Marvel one?
DC,
Neither,
I
don't
think.
No,
was it DC?
It was.
I think it's DC, isn't it?
It was one of the big ones. It was definitely. Yeah, I was shocked.
My bad. I know that Darren Shan wrote a few books called Zombie, so ZOM and then B, just a B on its own. I read the first book of that one because I was a big Darren Shan sort of fan on his Demon Artist series. If you've not read them and you do read, then Darren Shan's Demon Artist series is really good. I think there's 7 books. It's been years since I've read them, but I bought them on paper copy and on the tablet, and my girlfriend was really upset with me when we went to Spain because I was just on the tablet next to the pool while she was enjoying her holiday. I was just reading.
Oh.
Just double check that on iZombie for you. It is DC.
It
is.
Yeah, DC Comics.
Yeah, I think that's why it stood out to me so much, because I'm more of a DC than Marvel fan, I'd like to think. And I was like, what is this? Something DC coming on the old Netflix. Got to get on it. And I was expecting something a bit more than iZombie. But it was fun for a watch for a bit.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the sort of start-up first couple of seasons, and then I've kind of just drifted off.
The rinse and repeat sets in.
Yeah.
I was going to say that for me, at least, remembering that I wasn't really too much into the whole... What do you want to call it? Should we call it I was going to say dark arts world, but that's completely wrong. But this whole spooky wooky thing, I think is the best we've come up with so far. Wasn't really into it. So, like, zombies really came sort of to the forefront of the is it encrypted the type things with world zombies on Call of Duty, and I was never even a massive Call of Duty fan, but I think that's what, especially in the video game world, everything had a zombie sort of mode or incorporated zombies in their games. Lots of games.
It was every other one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
all the other games. I mean, there was. I mean, without Call of Duty World War Zombies, would there have been the Red Dead Redemption zombies spin-off? Like, would zombies have been relevant enough to a point where they've added that in later on? There were lots of games throwing zombies in as the enemies.
Yeah, it's the same as Battle Royale now, though, isn't it?
Well, they throw
someone always has to start here, don't we?
Yeah, so like PUBG. Well, sorry, it was Armour, wasn't it? It was Armour 2.
Yeah, it was PUBG within Armour. So it was a mod for it that started it.
Yeah.
And they eventually made their own game.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and then... But mind you, the Battle Royales have been out longer than that, though, haven't they?
Yeah.
Just they weren't as popular.
No,
that was the first recent
one.
Popular one.
Yeah, the first popular one I came across. To this day, still haven't played it.
What was the zombie game based within Armour?
Pixie? Daisy?
Daisy, yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pixie. That's what
Where
really
did I get
started the
Pixie
stuff, weren't it?
Sorry.
Pixie?
I said Pixie first, and it was Daisy. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah.
I thought you said... I just thought you said AZ, not Pixie.
No, I said Pixie, and I was like, nah, Daisy.
Pixie. The zombie Pixie.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a nice concept there, yeah. But that was a massive sort of zombie game as well. Left 4 Dead 2 has just been updated. A massive update on that. They've got zombies coming in the next Call of Duty game.
Halo picked it up.
Have Halo done it as well?
Halo Infected mode.
Oh yeah, that was
infected
good.
with the flood.
Yeah, that was good though. That was good though. See, it's a zombies mode, but it wasn't really like enforcing. It didn't do anything for zombies as a concept. Really?
No, it was 100% flood related. So you're infected by the flood, but the flood technically are zombifying creatures.
The flood are
they
bastards,
take over the host. Well, yeah. They take over the host, and the host becomes mindless, and they control it. So it's kind of
by the original definition of a zombie, because the original sort of like where it came from, there was nothing to do with eating flesh and brains and stuff. It was just you was being controlled by something else. So yeah,
That's right.
The original zombie creators.
That happens in real life by wasps.
No, you do not get to do that, Stephen. That is my segment.
I was
you
gonna
will
say,
shut up.
Don't
That's
ever,
your segment.
don't
Sorry.
ever pick out a story that he's planned to read.
Yeah.
I didn't know he'd planned that. You should tell me.
Welcome
I
to
did.
my
did.
club, bro. Somebody else is in trouble for once, not me.
Yeah, you weren't in trouble on my last one.
I know. I just
told
picked
you.
out 2 stories that you wanted to read out on the same.
No,
pod.
I'd already read them like a
right,
couple of months
okay,
prior onto the channel. That's fine.
Don't let Luke's voice, fool you. He's a scary guy. Yeah, don't think it's nice because he sounds soft on the microphone. He's scary. If you read his stories, mate, he'll get you.
Coming through your screen.
He's the real spooky rookie. But yeah, I mean, by now zombies are they're just I like to think like what Arnold Schwarzenegger is to action movies.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what zombies are to the whole sort of scary beings world now. Like, all right, mate, all right. Like, nobody's actually scared. You think about, like, what would happen if zombies took over? You're like, oh, I can't wait. I'm getting my swords out. I'm going on Michonne on these bitches. Like, that's what everyone's talking about. I'll get holed up in a supermarket and stuff. Like, but, what happens if vampires take over? We talk about any other scary type creature. What would you do? And everyone's like, we're pretty much fucked. So they're not as serious as they once were, I suppose. Sorry for the language. I do apologise.
It's alright, I'll mute it. But so have you noticed how sort of like your werewolves, your vampires, your Frankenstein sometimes, etc., are all sort of like within sort of like a similar universe, and they can be put in movies and stuff. I don't think I've ever seen a movie that has zombies, vampires, werewolves. It's always like zombies are their own sort of.
They're just the
segment.
cannon fodder of the scary world, aren't they?
The closest thing that came to Supernatural.
Yeah, but that's a TV show, isn't it? That's like spanned over 10 seasons. So
More than that now, isn't it?
yeah, they're finishing on the 12th. This one's the last one, isn't it?
I think so.
Heard that before,
Yeah.
and I've never even seen it.
They said that they were going to finish on the 10th, but then loads of people kicked off, so they said we'll do 2 more seasons and finish off the whole story arc. Which
Shady.
would be good.
I smell a conspiracy. Freemasons. Zombies are Freemasons.
But yeah, they did, but it was a spin-off, wasn't it, for Halloween?
They did it in a few episodes. Had been a couple. Yeah, not been
it
many,
every
but they have
Halloween?
been in a few. Couldn't tell you. I never watched them like that. I just binge watched them.
So yeah, for me, zombies seem to be their own sort of title in films, that they're never really shared with any other sort of spooky.
They don't have
wookie
any
kind of thing.
partners. This alien's got his predator. Vampires have their werewolves. Zombies have.
Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just.
That's
yeah.
it.
I think that's quite as well. They're not like terribly threatening. Like, sort of like what I mentioned earlier. To just like The Walking Dead sort of depicts. We could probably get by, with zombies being around. I don't know. Put like what's his name, Nigel Farage, in control of like zombie duty. Tell him that they're Europeans or something, and we'll be set.
Yeah. I Am Legend is a good one.
Yeah, actually,
I
yeah.
Am Legend is a very good one, but they're technically vampires.
And again, that's
Technically.
not really focusing on them, is it?
Nope.
No, but I think the original I Am Legend was vampires. The later one is something. I think it could still be a vampire concept. I've not read that. 'Cause
I
it's
didn't
not my
even know there
segment,
was an
but-
original. I thought Will Smith's was the first, bro.
No,
Oh.
came out in the 50s. It's black and white. But I Am Legend is kind of, for me anyway, it seems halfway in between vampires and zombies.
Yeah.
But
The
now
Love Child.
I'm thinking about it, it's more like vampires. Sorry, it's more like vampires because they can't go out in the sun.
Yeah.
They
Less,
hunt at night.
lesser vampires. Isn't that what they're called? The ones that aren't quite as articulate and finessed as higher vampires.
Well, this was a cure for cancer. They
went Pete Tong in it.
yeah, they sort of redeveloped measles. They went into the DNA structure and changed it. I'm sure it's measles. Injected it into some people for cancer, and it cured the cancer. So they started mass doing it, and it mutated and turned people into the creatures that you see in I Am Legend. But yeah,
You
that
don't
was
really
that.
see them too good though, do you?
You do it at the end, like
Yeah, it's a bit
right
like
at the end.
The Sixth Sense of the aliens, or was it Sixth Sense? Not Sixth Sense. What was Crop Circles or whatever that one was? Signs.
Signs.
Yeah, you don't see him till the
Yeah.
end. Yeah,
Yeah, that was an incredible film.
yeah.
Really
That was
low budget from what I saw of it, but it was so well scripted.
But they're aliens, and this is zombies. So
Yeah,
come on, mate.
you brought it up.
Yeah, no, I
I was being polite.
I brought up the shut up. Like, I didn't bring up aliens. All right, I brought up the movie. All right, listen, I'm so good at keeping on track now. You don't believe. I've been practicing for my own ones.
So you went off track and then blamed me for going off track.
No, listen, you don't see them
You
until the
reined
end.
yourself in.
No,
and then said,
Go back. It's been recorded, bruv. It's recorded, right? You said you don't see him to the end, and I was like, oh, like that film, Signs or whatever it was, and
Yeah,
he was like, yeah, the aliens. This. I'm like, no, that's. Don't go into that.
I didn't say aliens.
No, sorry.
I did not
Anyway,
say-
I said aliens, but he was going into the film, all right, and the film was about aliens, not zombies. So shut up. What's your favorite zombie movie?
Wow.
Of all time
You know-
or recent?
Or TV show, movie, novel, whatever. What's your favorite piece of zombie art or creation? I don't know what the word is.
I think World War Z for me.
Yeah.
I did really like it.
What are you saying,
I'm
Steve?
not-
I'm gonna have to go same World War Z. Either
Yeah.
that or Zombieland, just for the comedic value.
I'm gonna have to watch this World War Z, innit? See what the hype is about.
Definitely.
I'm gonna go Walking Dead, but the novels. Yeah, love them.
Yeah, I can see where you'd come with that. I think I'm honestly not massively into zombies. I
Nah.
think when the zombie hype train came, it was so saturated with so many different zombie stuff that it just got ridiculous.
I refused to watch the TV adaptation of Walking Dead for like a couple seasons, even though loads of my friends are like, you need to watch it because I know you like the novels. And I'm like, well, no, because the market has gone zombie crazy and it's an adaptation of something I like and I'd rather not upset myself. But late to the party, and it was really good up until the point they started sort of deviating from the source material. And then it got shite, in my little opinion.
Yeah, I stopped watching when Carl got bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because at that point, anyway, Negan was meant to be held captive by Rick, and because as you'd know from the novels, he's meant to be his captive at that point, and it was just.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. It was up until that point, up until it was like really starting to kick off between the home camp and Negan, that I stopped reading. I don't know why. I just moved on with life in it. I do want to go back and start watching them like from the beginning again soon, just for that sense of closure. But yeah, I'm not prepared to buy all the novels again, so I'm just gonna stream the TV show.
Yeah, I've just fallen off of it now. I'm too far out as well, I think.
It's not far enough for me to think I don't want to do it anymore. I think I could grind my way through it and get that little sense of closure I need. Yeah.
But I think the thing for sort of like The Walking Dead, if we're going to keep on media for a little bit longer, is I think somebody worked it out mathematically, how long they've been doing it, and sort of worked out an average of how many camps they come across. So there must be other camps out there. There should be no more walkers, or at least the ones that are there are either trapped or just really slow and on their own.
But that was the joy. That was one element of it I really enjoyed. That on The Walking Dead is, as it goes on, the walkers were deteriorating more. You were finding less agile, if you want to call them that, walkers compared to when they first started turning or whatnot. They were far more injured and things like that. But at the same time, the stronger ones remained as well. Sort of, there was like a natural selection thing going off with the zombie ecosystem.
It just seems like every time something's about to go down, there's a horde of them.
Oh yeah, but that's just that's just show business, baby.
Yeah. But for me, that's kind of, as much as it wasn't as repetitive as what other things do get to, it kind of got samey for me. It was just a different location. You
see, that's the problem with when it went off track, I feel. I mean, yeah, they were going from one encampment to another sort of setup to another setup, which of course is what would be happening if you were traveling around in a zombie apocalypse. But then it's just started deviating and it was just getting a bit rinse and repeat-ish. But that tends to be what happens with TV, I'm afraid, isn't it?
Yeah. It just seems like they needed to kill off a main character to keep people invested, because they were kind of running out of ideas because they'd gone off script anyway.
Awesome. One of my favorite moments in sort of comics and graphic novels was when Negan is doing the run up and down of them all on the knees with, what was the baseball bat called? Betty or whatever. And
Lucy, wasn't it?
Lucy, I can't remember some girl's name, but there was a bit in the graphic novel where he sends one of his grunts to go and get it. So it brings it back. Lucille, wasn't it? It was Lucille, that was it. Yeah. So he brings it back and he's just like, "Oh, did you look after Lucille?" And the grunt's like, yeah. Did you take care of her and stroke her like a real woman? He's like, yeah. It's like, "Oh, and did you play with her? Just what's this say, genitals, nicely or something along those lines in the comic?" And the guy's like looking at Negan like, yes. And he turns to him and goes, "It's a baseball bat. Doesn't have genitals, you moron." And then strikes him one of it. I'm like, this guy's so cool. What an awesome character. And then he's running up and down and was like, "You got to be the toughest mother effers out here." Like that whole bit, which he, I don't want to go into too much detail for spoilers, but that whole speech he gave him, and he did a little bit on each of them. Like, "I'm not killing you because race card. I'm not killing you because you've got like one arm and that means you are a total badass. I need you." I'm like, this character's awesome. Awesome. But I don't feel like the TV bit did it as much justice, but
it's always the same.
My imagination justice.
Yeah, the imagination aspect of reading, anyway. But we'll move on.
Yeah. Sorry.
Steve had like 5 minutes. Ryan's had 40.
Hey, research, bruv. You gave me time to research.
I did. I'm glad I did. So, for mine, I'm gonna be looking at real life zombies, not just from the history, but current zombies. So there's a few. I'm going to dash through them and then you guys can ask me questions on them or discuss them, blah blah blah. Zombie ants. I'm not going to try and pronounce this type of fungus, but there is a fungus that can be dangerous to insects and arachnids, and they're primarily in ants. So the carpenter ant, it gets taken over by a parasitic fungus, and they basically just stay there on the leaf that they're on with their jaws clamped around it while this fungus grows inside them and then starts sprouting out of their body. So it uses their body to grow effectively. Happens to spiders as well. I think that's a different type, but there's also wasps that do it to spiders, and they it's the Zatipota wasp. They sting a spider, they drag it back to their little burrow or lair or whatever you want to call it. They inject the spider with eggs, and the wasp larvae feed off that spider while it sits there happily waiting for instructions from its master, which is pretty sickening.
Yeah, pretty gross. One thing that stood out in that little one was the spores.
You
You said it's like fungus, that
Yeah.
causes this thing. That just says to me like it's the spores in it, whatever's causing it is on the spores, which is The Last of Us in it. So that's cool. That was just
Yeah.
one thing that stood out to me there.
Yeah. There's also reanimation, and this is something that we've done. So not
Have you?
humans.
I was, what?
Yeah,
When?
that
I was
we've all-
reanimated. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So it's nothing like animals or that sort of scale, but viruses. They've been managed to reanimate viruses from their sort of like dead state, which is pretty. That's pretty scary.
It smells like
Knowing that,
Ebola
like,
to me.
You know, if we could get like a virus from thousands of years ago from Alaska, let's say, or somewhere where the ice caps have melted and we can find traces of dead viruses in there, and then they could reanimate them, and then there you go, World War III. Just drop a
Boom.
virus somewhere.
And that's isn't that the plot of like the next Avengers sort of stuff movies? The bad guys.
Saying about plot of real life at the minute.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's COVID season, mate. Shouldn't really be talking about viruses and stuff. Are you allowed to? Have you done any track and trace?
Human zombies. This one's not quite as fun as what Steve's was, but there's been a couple of people that have been sort of said that they're zombies, so that people have panicked and said they're zombies.
Wait. Sorry. So someone's just claimed that they're a zombie.
No, not that they're zombies.
Oh, right. Okay.
Different there.
Okay.
So look over
Right.
there. There's a zombie.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I was just, oh, by the way, guys, I'm a zombie.
I'm a zombie.
Let's record this then. This is a thing.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So, 30-year-old woman allegedly died quickly after falling ill, and then her family recognized her walking about 3 years later. A young man who had died again at 18 re-emerged after another 18 years at a cockfight. And then the final one was a woman who died at 18 but was spotted again as a zombie 13 years later. Now, the first woman at 30 had a catatonic schizophrenic episode in which it makes the person act as though they are walking in stupor. The second person had brain damage and also epilepsy. And the third person merely had a learning disability. So, not quite on Steve's level.
Next level non-PC stuff going on there, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just targeting people who are a bit different.
Yeah.
So the final one is one that I was most excited about talking about, which is the zombie snail. Now, these snails are hijacked by parasites that control the brains and movements of the snail. They make the snail sort of crawl up to the highest tree that is close by and sit there waiting for a bird to come across and eat them. When the bird eats them, the parasite then breeds inside of the stomach acid of the bird. The bird then craps out the parasite, or the new larvae of the parasite, whatever you want to call it, and the snails down below eat the poo. And the whole process cycles again.
What a sad existence.
Yeah, to me is just mental. So
You're born, you're force-fed a bunch of crap, and then you die.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just weird. It's mental. So yeah, the sort of environment of the bird's stomach with the acid and the temperatures and stuff is perfect for these to breed, or however they create offspring, whether they split, whether it's is it mitosis, meiosis?
Yeah, they split.
Yeah, where they split.
It's
they
really
split.
bothering me, that word now. What is it?
Yeah. Is it meiosis or mitosis?
I think it's something like that. Yeah, one of those, I'm sure. But anyway, sorry, move on. We'll Google it later. Put it up on screen.
Yeah. There you go. Pro level editing. But yeah, so a snail comes along, eats a bit of poo, then it gets taken over by a parasite, crawls to the claws, slimes all the way up to the top of the canopy of these trees. Bird comes along, eats the snail. The parasites then create offspring in whatever way they do. The bird then poos these out, and another snail comes along and eats the poo and gets taken over by parasites, and then they slime up the tree, get eaten by a bird, create offspring, poo. The cycle just repeats. It's just a weird.
Why? Yeah, I mean, why is nature allowed that to still be a thing? How has that not just been selected out? What? Yeah, I mean, most things that survive to this point in time have like a function within nature. You know, I don't understand what else did he. I have to look to see what other things these animals, these snails, actually get up to out there, or they literally just live to eat this poop and then die.
I don't think they like purposefully go to eat the poo. I think many snails do survive. I mean, I've got snails in my fish tank and they breed massively.
But, I mean, you go like you think about nature, like animals are naturally gonna stick around and evolve to breed around where there's their food. And if it's this poop that they eat, then they're gonna just be living around the poop to eat it, which is then gonna keep the cycle going, man.
Yeah, but the birds get fed.
Yeah, imagine the conspiracy theories that go through those snails' heads, man. It's all a system to set us up, man.
Yeah, tinfoil snails.
You know what I mean? Don't eat the poo, man. Wear your face mask.
But yeah, those cases to me, really quite, to say how close to home they are, I think is the right term to use.
Yeah, I mean, I've on the topic of like, you know, zombies in reality. One thing that worries me is just medicine in general. Like, it's constantly trying and very good and getting better at keeping people alive after a point they should have died, or preventing the death. It's getting better, but you can only like do that up to a certain point, and then beyond that point it's going to be bringing them back, surely. And then boom, is that not like, if something goes wrong, as you know, there's side effects to medication. I mean, lots of these zombie things start off with medication gone wrong. And sometimes, what was it, Sunset Overdrive? It was energy drinks or something in that one, wasn't it? Sending people into a zombified state.
I never played it. I think Steve did.
I was considering getting an Xbox on launch for that one game, but I thought, let me just wait. I'm glad I did, because apparently it was pants.
But Steve's really quiet, so we'll never know.
Didn't you mute him?
I did, yeah, but I did say that I'd muted him.
Yeah, he's muted himself. Or was that you?
I muted him just on here because I think it is mic unmuted, but I don't know whether he's struggling. Let me unmute. Can you hear us, Steve?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can now.
Oh, have you not been able to hear me for a while?
No, you were on mute.
Oh. I shouldn't have been.
You have to click on the screen.
Yeah, Luke muted you and then just
No, I muted you because all I could hear was like gunshots in the background. Like, I think
he's on Warzone while he's doing the podcast.
No, Zach took his headset off. And you could hear his headset.
Yo, headset? What's he got, speakers strapped to the side of his head?
Something like that.
So it started coming through TV. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, anyway, say what you're going to say, Steve.
I can't remember now.
Sorry.
You've completely messed me up.
I didn't mess you up. Zach messed you up.
Someone did. Don't matter either way, does it?
Okay. So what is your favourite kind of zombie then? Bet Luke, you clearly like the World War Z ones because like, you've clearly already expressed that. Like, if you had to pick a type of zombie to fanboy over, what would it be, Steve?
Just your standard, typical zombie.
What, your
mindless
brain eater?
brains. Yeah.
Okay. I like the berserker ones. Like, imagine, I can't think of anything that has these exact zombies in, but you played is is it Daybreak? The first person parkourish zipliney weird alien zombie things come out after dark. Normal zombies in the daytime. What is it called?
I've got it on my PC screen. Give me a second.
Yeah. Is it Daybreak or something like that?
No, it's not. Oh, it's on my Steam. Hang
Oh.
on.
I want to say Dead by Daylight, but it's not that.
Daybreak?
It's not Dead by Daylight. It's Dying Light.
Dying
Light,
Light. That's it. Yeah. Whatever comes out at night on Dying Light. Like, if that's a zombie, that's my favorite kind of zombie. Like, they're not World War Z level, right? Because that's just like this is, you know, that's just unstoppable odds from what I've seen in World War Z levels. But, you know, get yourself a grappling hook, you're sound. So I like these ones.
Not just that, there's a game that does it and all, let me. It's come out on PS4 not long ago. That does the whole horde thing.
Yeah, PS4 zombie game.
Well, I'm getting my Quest on Tuesday, so I can't wait to experience some zombie, because you know there's going to be...
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Close.
Is that a new game? That's quite...
It came out about a year ago, I think.
Right, okay, cool.
It's
Roughly.
full of glitches, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
early
apparently
access
it weren't
things.
amazing.
Like,
But yeah,
it looked good. The trailer looked amazing.
going to be experiencing some zombies in VR from Tuesday.
Speaking of which,
I can't wait.
when Ryan gets his Oculus, we will be playing a certain game, won't we, Ryan?
Whoa, wait, what one's that?
Phasmaphobia.
Oh yeah, my boy PT plays that. Does a let's play of it, so I ain't even seen any of it. But everywhere I was going, preparing myself for games, it's like, yo, Phasmaphobia is the one, mate. So
yeah, so we'll be recording that, and given we're doing Among Us as well, we might as well stick it on the channel. So I know I'm going to be doing stuff with Jordan, so he's not joining the podcast, but he'll still be here for certain
good times
things.
with games, yeah. I want to get involved in some games with you guys, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
definitely.
that
And
sounds
I'm sure
awesome.
Steve will be doing it. So that's 4 of us: Jordan, Ryan, me, Steve. Yay!
Yeah. I got Left 4
Spot on.
Dead as well. So
Yes,
ready for
Left
that
4
big
Dead's-
update.
Yeah,
That was like £3.
That update's
I was
out.
like, get it. Is it? I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
too
it's
scared to
out.
play a game on my PC. On my laptop rather, because I've never done it before, and like I'm scared. I'm rendering out videos, making it like levitate with the fans spinning that fast and stuff, but I don't know. A game's just scary.
So we're gonna definitely be doing some Left 4 Dead. We're gonna be doing some Phasmophobia, and hopefully do some Among Us with you guys too. I think we can get Steve to jump back on that bandwagon. Ryan, you
buddy.
can play
Yeah,
Among Us
that's
on the
good.
phone.
Is it?
Yeah, you can play it on phone.
I could
Yeah,
get that.
it's free
That's
on
not
phone as well.
That's not an intensive. Is it really? That's a bit mad.
Yeah,
free
it's
on the
free. It's
phone?
free on phone, but I think it's £5 on Steam.
I don't mind paying a £5 for it to play on my PC. Innit? Master Race.
Whoop whoop. So I think we've we've waffled. So watch
A little
out
bit.
for
zombies.
the games that we're going to be playing.
Yeah. Oh,
Watch
the
out for
games as well.
zombies. If a zombie apocalypse does happen, what are your go-to plans? We'll end on that one. What's your
Right,
plan?
so go on to the CDC website. It tells you everything.
The what website, sir?
Centre for Disease Control and Prevention
Oh my
have a
days.
full blog post on how to survive a zombie apocalypse.
Is that like a legit like these
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are respected
Yeah.
type thing?
Yeah, and anything to do with diseases, things like
See.
that. It's like World Health Organization, but in America, and they've actually got a preparedness 101 zombie apocalypse guide.
You know what? I'm part of the New World Order conspiracies. They let us know beforehand, like whatever they're up to, man. It's coming.
That's
it's
it.
coming.
This is a government-run agency.
Yeah,
Why-
I think
why are they putting that
was
on?
just to. I think that was just to appease the masses, because obviously
A disclaimer in
the,
case it happens.
when it became saturated, they probably just wanted to appease the masses, so gave a really, really basic way of surviving a zombie apocalypse. But I'm not going on CDC because that's based in America, and we are not in America.
Have they got anything
So
on vampires or
America
werewolves?
still have done it.
Yeah. I think we live in such a rural place that we might be able to ride it out for quite a while.
We would be some of the last people going, innit? Like,
Yeah.
it depends, innit? Because the cities will have all of the supplies and facilities and stuff to get 'em, but like lesser population density, lesser zombies around. You know, I've got like some swords in that anyway, so I'll be okay.
Yeah. And I genuinely think like we could be okay. I think we should all meet up, record our last podcast, and then bite each other.
What is it with you and doing stuff that like you want to go hang out in houses where people hack you to death with axes? You want to like bite each other at the end of podcasts, bro? What are you getting me into?
Check us out on Pornhub.
You don't want to know.
I was like, I don't like why there's like such a delay in you responding to that as well. Like, yeah, it was banned, but now I'm concerned.
No, I think we live in such a rural area anyway. I'm not going to Tesco, which seems to be everybody's plan.
I'm not going to the Tesco's on Derby Road, mate. That place would be full of the wrong'uns.
Yeah. I don't know what's scarier, the Tesco on Derby Road or zombies.
Shut up, man. That's my Tesco's. Hold tight, the Derby Road Tesco's gang.
Yeah.
See you at the zombie apocalypse, guys.
You're the only person that buys this stuff. I've only bought it once.
Well,
well, that's one's too many. One's too many.
Oh gosh, yeah. Maybe they won't want me as well because, like, you know, they sense that they clearly want like that animal protein in it, like, and I'm all about.
Well, that's
that
what I'm
life,
thinking.
So I'll be okay. I can be Lord of the Zombies, mate. Like the vapors with zombies.
You would be a person that I would try and recruit to be part of the squad because you could
high
literally
energy.
whip us up some vegan stuff if we'd run out of meat. You'd be
hummus
like,
and falafel all round, lads.
Bark. Yeah, you can eat this bark. It's fine. See this leaf? Energy.
Oh, you think I'm one of those kind of vegans? I'm not one of those kind
Bear
of vegans.
Grylls ain't got nothing on me.
No, just me.
You want me to knock up some corn? Done.
Screw that. Zombie apocalypse. I think if it comes to it, I'd have to eat a dog. I'd have to do it, man.
Yeah, I think to be fair, going down to the certain place that you work at that we won't mention until we get sponsored to go to America.
Okay.
It's got some good security around there.
It has got some good security around there. Me.
And
that's right. I'm on the door, mate.
Yeah, on the gate. I'm a gatekeeper.
The
I am the keymaster is the password. So, well, that's that. Thanks for listening to part zombie, part, well, whatever that was.
Just good times, bro.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to our good times, and hopefully Steve will join us for another one.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Shut up, Steve.
Need to get past.
You talk way too much, Steve. Yeah, you do. You talk too much.
Yeah, should we get Kyle next time? He don't talk at all.
I was gonna say Luke. Luke should have warned you what it was like trying to talk with me.
No. I just got told Kyle doesn't talk.
Oh.
And Jordan's quit.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
And now it's me.
Yeah. No, he listens to the podcast. He's a good Steve. He's a good Steve. He listens to it. He knows.
He listens to what he does more than I do, man.
Do my job, drive and put the podcast on.
Yeah.
Sound.
You know.
Next time, I'll allow you more talking time, promise. Just had to put you through your initiation today.
That's fine.
And
Next
on that
time I'll
note,
come a bit more prepared.
Peace.